So now here is OpenSUSE MicroOS. I just did a video about how to fix a virtual machine, a QCOW2 image within your host system with using QEMU-NBD, and how to load the video, how to connect the NBD device to the QCOW2 image and then mount it and then make changes in the hard disk system and restart and fix a problem. So we fixed the problem to start the machine in this video. I linked this under this video, and now we start the machine, and I just want to show you OpenSUSE MicroOS how to upgrade, for example. This is a specific case now. Normally it's much easier, but in some cases I just create two small virtual machines. And so we have here the auto login, and after 60 seconds it's automatically starting Gnome, for example. I created this overview by myself. If Gnome is not running, then it's showing this input. Now I can type N to stay in the now I have the getty opened here, the TTY, and I can now type commands. For example, let's just do sudo snapper list, then we see the list of the snapshots here, and and now I can log out, and it's automatically logging in again because I created a auto login getty. I don't do this in this time. I just show you how to create an auto login getty. You use sudo systemctl, then the edit command. Normally you have status, for example, then it's listing all the services, and you can also do status, then type a specific service, transactional update, for example, and then we see transactional update is running. Transactional update is the command which is executing the automatic upgrades in the background. And also list timers is possible, and then we list all the timers, and here we can also choose a specific timer, for example, transactional update, and now we see the transactional update timer here, and we see past left, it's already left 11 hours to execute the automatic update. So just to show you some stuff, and when we use sudo systemctl edit, then we can go for getty with tabulator key. We can autocomplete and bash completion, and then we do it again, and then we get a list, and we go for the TTY1 service, and then we have a file where we can edit on the bottom or on the part 2 in this file. You see the outcommented lines. This is the original file, and then you can just copy some lines and put it above here, and this I have already done. It's written in etc systemd system and then the service, and in override file, override.conf. You see this in the first line, which is the target file. And then first we empty the exec start, and then we use the original line and just insert some stuff. And here you see I inserted just -- auto login then, and then we get a getty at the start, which is automatically logging into our user. So this is what you have seen at the beginning, just to show you how you can do it. And the line you have to find in the file, you see on the last two lines on the output of the file, there's the original line exec start, and make sure you also copy the service in the command brackets on the top. Otherwise you have a problem. The section of the target file must always be copied as well. So this is about how to get the auto login. Now this is an alias for system overview, just to show you. And then this is my other alias for system overview with fast fetch. And now just to show some stuff. And now let's go for upgrading the machine. I had a problem because I run out of space and so I have to delete a program because I updated the machine too long ago. So now I exit out, and you see it's automatically logging in again. This is auto login getty. And I type enter and nothing happens. I have to exit again. And now if I type the Y, it's starting Gnome desktop. So this is created by myself, auto login getty. And so I don't use the login manager, the graphical login manager in this case. And this is Gnome with some extensions and MicroOS. Here are over the installed programs, not many stuff here. And Gnome software. Normally you can execute the updates here as well in MicroOS, but this is a specific small machine, and MicroOS is also already in development state. We have Nautilus file browser. You see the fonts are a bit different after an upgrade. Something changed with the fonts, I don't know. And this is a food terminal, the Wayland only terminal, and here we can execute commands. So I just do it in graphical output, so it's a bit nicer to show you how it's possible. Normally, when you want to test OpenSUSE MicroOS, you use the best way is to use the Kalpa image, already also in development, but it's better pre-configured. The MicroOS is normally only for server cases. So now let's check sudo snap list, and then we get the list of the snapshots, and then normally I would delete one snapshot we are running. You see at the beginning of the line 41 and 45, and after the 45 is an asterisk, and so this is the current running snapshot. And now we can execute an update. For example, normally you have sudo zipper in OpenSUSE, but MicroOS is an immutable system with btrfs, and so here on this system you use transactional-update --help less, and here we see this is a transactional update command. You can here apply, switch into all the commands you see and read by yourself. Apply, cleanup, regenerate, grub CFG, because it's always working on snapshots and not on the current running system. So it's an indirect way to edit some stuff, so it's a bit more complicated, but maybe more safe. I think for many cases it is the future, because it's more safe, and we have always a backup of the running system before. So we just have, we can regenerate the grub CFG. We can also open a shell, open read write shell in a new snapshot. This is if you do more, execute more commands. Reboot after update is also possible to give, or you can only run one specific command in a snapshot. So then there's usually the command dist upgrade, or the DUP, it's calling superdub in a snapshot, and then the normal up as well. And then we have the command transactional update package install, to install a package within a new snapshot, and also the remove command. And then it's also update individual packages, for example. So it's possible to update individual packages as well. And then this is the other stuff. Here's also the rollback to an older snapshot when some error occurs, or rollback last is a simple one to go back to the snapshot before, and then afterwards you can reboot the system, and then the system is automatically starting with the rollback with the snapshot. And when you start the system, you have in the grub menu, you can choose also a snapshot to start, but maybe it's only read only, I'm not sure. So for really rollback, you have to execute the rollback command. Then Okay, this is just some more options, interactive or not interactive, and then continue is important as well. From my experience, I run MicroOS now for some months, for a few months, and when you make changes and execute the transactional update command, and you already created a new snapshot which will be executed after a reboot, then you just use the -- continue command when you again want to make changes in the new created snapshot. Otherwise, it's creating again a new snapshot and you have multiple snapshots what you don't need, and the first executed changes will not be copied into the new snapshot, because the snapshot is always copied from the current running snapshot. So the -- continue is important to make sure you work on the same new created snapshot and get all the changes you did before. Keep the snapshot is another option. Quiet is also. So this is basically it. So, oh, that's gone. Just do it this way. And now, I just open a shell, and I use also the -- continue option. Checking for newer version, and now you see using snapshot 45 as base for new snapshot 46. And in this case, he is creating a new snapshot because in this reboot we don't created a new snapshot before. But if I execute some stuff now I'm logged in into a shell within the new snapshot. It's not the current system, it's working in the snapshot. So now I can install and deinstall programs and so on. And then I exit this shell, and then I could execute transactional update, open a shell again with the continue option, and it's opening again the snapshot 46. And if I don't do the continue option, it's creating a new snapshot 47. So this is why the continue option is important. So, and now we can execute zipper list. Let's check. ls. ls is listing the used repositories, and then is also ll is listing the logs, the log to make sure some programs don't get installed. Add log LibreOffice, for example, LibreOffice, we can add a log, and now LibreOffice is also logged, so to make sure LibreOffice is not installed automatically, for example. And then search kernel. Now we can search for kernel, for example, and also we can put in the sign for beginning of the line, and then it's no matching items. Okay. Then do grep. Okay, kernel. And now we have here this one, and I can put it into less as well, pipe it into less. And now we see kernel default is a standard kernel which is installed, and the plus sign means we can update it, I think. And then you see also kernel firmware is locked because I don't want to install firmware. So all the firmware is locked. I don't need the firmware in a virtual machine, and that's it. So here you see head is kernel default. So let's choose kernel default because I just want to upgrade the kernel before. Super search, and then we can super in. Let's try this. Can we update the kernel? And now let's check. And now I think we install another kernel, the update of the kernel. Yeah, here kernel default 7.0. So the newest kernel 7 is coming in, and we execute this just in this case. So in this way I just execute manual updating some packages because my virtual machine was too small, and I update it's a manual way to have enough space with the Btrfs snapshots in the disk. I can also, now you see nothing changed because this update is only executed within a snapshot, okay? And if I sudo snapper list, then you see we have now snapshot 46, and you see how many space is used as well. So that's it, and we can check Gnome shell. Can we update Gnome shell? And now you see we can update Gnome shell as well. Let's execute the normal update, for example, and it would be requiring, you see 1.86 gigabyte is needed, and we don't have enough space for the full update. These are all the packages which would be updated. Okay, so now I think I quit here. Can I do snapper list as well here? No, here within the snapshot I cannot execute the snapper command, but we updated the kernel and now we exit the shell, and now you see here snapper exit, and here we have an error as well, returned with an error, log console close 46, and then we see snapshot 46 is here, transaction completed, please reboot machine to activate the changes and avoid data loss, new default snapshot is 46. Okay, so, and now let's check sudo snapper list, and then you see this is a current running snapshot, and the plus is a new snapshot with the new default snapshot, which will be started after reboot. So, and now let's close here and let's restart the machine. This is okay. And now I just show you, here are the snapshots, and here we have the first one, the second one, and the third one, the newest one, and here you see also in the brackets the kernel number is listed, and here we see the kernel 7 is here, so this is the newest snapshot with the new kernel, and we want to start this snapshot. And normally it should be writable, started as read-write. Okay, there is the kernel 7. Let's start Gnome. Let's check it. Here we are. So info of the system, and yes, yeah, with the fonts something was gone wrong. I don't know. I have to look for some fonts manually, I think. But this is a Gnome 50 with Wayland and Linux 7. And this is just to show you some extensions, auto activities. I had before blow my shell, just perfection, and top panel logo is this extension here to get a logo and directly start into the activities overviews with all apps. This is a normal overview. So let's start food, and here we see kernel 7, and now we can snap a list. Here we are, and now I could remove old snap shots. And how can we do this? Let's check --help, snapper help, and here we see the snapper command, and here we can delete a snapshot, snapper delete and the number, and snapshot, set snapshot as default snapshot is possible as well, but you do it with the transactional update command normally in MicroOS, I think. Okay, and let's execute the delete command. Snapper list, and now let's delete, and then we give 41 and 45. I think you can do a list if you want to delete 2 snapshots at once. And now let's check. Now you see we have only the newest snapshot running. Okay. So let's get the system overview, and now you see we have again 2.3 GB available, and this is the current running kernel and the only installed kernel, and I think before we had listed 2 kernels. So now let's start again transactional update and just continue shell. I was going to using continue option all the time to make sure I don't forget it and start again a new snapshot where other changes are lost. So I open a shell, and now we can do super, let's super dupe, but normally it's not important to start a shell. Normally you can directly update the system with a transactional update dupe, I think. Here you see the changes. Can we do anything else? No. Can we deinstall some stuff? Yelp, Ranger, btop, htop. You know, super rm htop, Ranger. Now we deinstall htop and Ranger, for example, and we could deinstall also btop and Yast, I don't know, btop, Yelp. No, this is deinstalling the Gnome branding Ion. Yast, logs, no, we don't do this in this moment. Cancel. Can we deinstall something else? Seahorse. Seahorse. Yeah, this is possible. Let's deinstall Seahorse, and then we could also deinstall Gnome software if we want to. No. Can we deinstall Nautilus? Yeah, but it's not important. So I would say let's I exit this here, and then we just do the continue and the dup command, and then we can execute the distribution upgrade. And now we see, okay, 900 packages get installed. Well, we will see what happened. Here we will see always available space. We can put it here, and then we can do watch df-h. Okay, -n, -t df, yeah, -h /fs. Oh no, let's put it into single quotes. No, you know, this was, yeah, okay. And so now I have always an overview how many spaces left in the system with the watch command, and then we just run the dist upgrade. Man, what? Oh, dash help beep color T, no title. That's correct. Yep. Okay. We will see. Normally, now we have 0.1 gigabyte less. 2.1 gigabyte available. So, and in the upgrade before, I just did the whole dist upgrade, transactional dist upgrade, and was running out of space because the kernel was using 300 or 400 megabyte download itself, and this is why I split it the update. First updated the kernel, and then I updated the rest of the system. This is just a specific case. Normally we can just execute the dist upgrade and everything is fine, but I create often two small virtual machines, and this is why I have this. But the interesting about this is with these cases you learn more about the system itself, and this is cool. And this then you have a problem, you need a solution, you learn more commands, you learn the options, some error occurs, and you learn more again and again and again. So this is great. And now you see available space is only 1.6. It's getting less, so I'm really interested how it will run. Normally it should be successful in this case, but we will run out of space. We will get under 1 gigabyte, I think. We will get 1.5 gigabyte. So we see also the super command itself, it's not that fast. Updating in Arch Linux is most fastest, I think. This is also what I like about Arch Linux. But yeah, I like to see multiple different systems and have the experience and the knowledge. .4 gigabytes. Okay. Let's check the top command. Oh yeah. With capital Z you can oh sorry, what have I done? No. Again, top. Capital Z. No. What? This one. Here you can change the colors for the top command. And let's move the window a bit here. 1.3 gigabyte available. And if you type capital H, you can set the color for the headers. Oh, I do it in green. And capital T. And 6 is setting the color for the tasks as well. And now you see that's nice. And with T, you can change the CPU to a bar, with M for memory into a bar. And this is also possible. So write the config with capital W, and with 1 you can split the CPUs as well. So you have all single CPUs listed. I like this. This is the top command. And here we see Gnome shell is working, and transactional update is also listed. With L, you remove the first load average line. With capital L, you can locate a string, for example, transactional. Here you see the transactional command is now marked, so you have this always in your view. Also, it's impossible to, when you type 0, all the comments with 0 are deleted out of the list, and some more stuff is here possible. You can type also which user. Type Dan, then I have only my own processes, and then you can also type root, and we have only the root processes for this case. And now it's sorted by CPU, I think so. With question mark we get the information, and now you see on the top 800 megabyte available, but we are near to the finish. It's working good. So the top command is cool. I love the top command. I was using htop for many years, but I discovered that the top command itself is very great, and you can color it and change some stuff, get a bar and so on. It's cool. I think, yeah, with the left arrow you can switch the sorting column. You see this red marker is switching, and with X you can switch the highlighting of the column and the so we are ready. User all, and normally we should be able to add remove order sort fields, increase fixed field, add remove order sort. I think field. Okay, you can toggle a display. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, here, now it's correct. I don't know why the listing was not sorted well. Okay, this was about the top command. Now we see the command is finished, transactional update is finished, and we have already 770 megabyte available, so everything is fine, and we can restart the machine now. Reboot, restart. I always have this information because I don't use the login manager. I start Gnome from the agetty, and so I can ignore this users already logged in the agetty as well. This is just sysmin, and let's check. Now we have 1, 2, 3 snapshots. Just starting the newest one. Sorry. And normally we should be starting into the auto login agetty. Here we are. 700 megabytes left, and let's start Gnome. Here we are. And I check the... Now I see some programs are deleted here, HTOP and Ranger, so it's a bit smaller, the system now. Oh, and now 757 available. Let's check snapper list. Now we see we have here multiple snapshots, and we have 757 megabyte available. Now let's remove a snapshot. Everything is working, the system is starting, everything is fine. Sudo snapper delete, and then I type 56 and 46, 47. Just give with space as delimiter all the snapshots you want to delete, and then we check. We have only the current running snapshot here. And now we can check as well df-ht butterfs, and now we see we have available 2 gigabyte again. Here before 700 megabyte and afterwards 2 gigabyte. So again here 2 gigabyte available now. I just directly removed the snapper as a snapshot, and then we have all the space again available, and only one snapshot is here. I'm not sure about the first line, 0, the snapshot 0, it's just the current. But I think you cannot delete the 0 snapshot. Let's try. Cannot delete snapshot 0 since it is the current system. Yeah, that's it. I'm not sure if I can remove the snapshot 48 as well. Cannot delete snapshot since it is the current mounted snapshot. So that's correct. This is the asterisk sign. This is the current running snapshot. Okay, so that's it. We have upgraded the system. Everything is fine. And also we could try again transactional update, continue dist upgrade. Just checking, he's green, and he says nothing to update. Super, nothing to update. And he created a new snapshot, but nothing is changed. So, and then we can check sudo snapper list, and the snapshot is not saved because nothing changed. And this is why he is discarding snapshot 49, because no changes was made. So, I like this. It's interesting to discover MicroOS. It's a really small system. What I was installing here. Here's also just file system snapshots, just to show you what is happening. I'm not sure. Yes. 2 Nepper. You see this is within a terminal. You can list here the snapshots as well, and on the bottom you have show changes, create, modify, delete, and refresh. For example, let's type show changes. No changes here. And then we could create. Then we could create a new snapshot, for example. But I cancel here. And modify. We could modify the description. And cleanup algorithm could be set as well. But we don't do this in this case. Delete. We can delete a snapshot. Really delete snapshot 50. And now it's deleted again. Refresh. It's all this. And F10, or just go to close with the tabulator key, and it's this. But I don't use just2 snapper. I use directly the snapper command. This is this. So, but this is normally what is started here. But I think I don't have installed the graphical just. So this is why I get the button here, but I cannot start it. And system log. I don't know, is something opened? Yeah, okay, here something is opening here. Again, let's try. I think it's not working. So this is why I also could remove the just snapper stuff. I don't need this. Okay, but it's interesting that something is available. So we use the transactional-update continue command and open a shell again. And then we can do remove just, and now we can remove just to snapper, for example. This is a package for just to snapper, what I was showing you, but you know, I don't know. Do not ask to delete also, so we're providing S2 snapper. I cancel list logs, S2 snapper, okay. I think let's test this. No, this is okay. It's not needing that much space, so I just let it here. Exit. Now we have a new snapshot, but I don't want the snapshot. Delete 49. Okay. Dash default. Okay. Dash default. Okay. How to use it? Snapper modify is the command. Okay. So we have to use here modify and set default. And now we have set the 48. Snapshot 48 again set as default, and now we can remove the 49 snapshot. So, and this is it. So this is working. And I like this to figure out how to work with Snapper and ButterFS and so on. So, and for me it's working. I know how to work with this. I know how to use it, but for my main usage, I don't need this complex system. It's helpful in bigger environments, I think, but in personal, normal users don't need this. So let's start. Last time, is everything fine? Okay, I don't start Gnome here. Snapper list. Here we are. That's it. So I'm fine with MicroOS. I like it. And interesting is, I was setting up this MicroOS complete manually without graphical environment. and installing Gnome by myself and set up the auto login getty, and so this is working.